Glaggleland enthusiasts, today's a joyous occasion for we are going deep into the history of Glaggleland and the Glag War. How joyous! Glaggleland is inhabited mostly by gigglers, housing over one-third of the world's population of them, but has millions of other types of glaggles too. There are plenty of amusement parks rides and many delicious foods can be found there. It is also known for its silly and quirky culture. Glaggleland is divided into three main regions to start. One being Glaggleland proper, which is the northern part of mainland Glaggleland, Maglorpia being the southern part of mainland Glaggleland, and Blibbley being Blibble's Island. Glaggleland is quite huge, and by modern-day Glaggleland borders, they border Thistleland, Squigarth, and doubly so by land, and Hand of Man, Weirdos, Alta Blibbley, and the Qwerty Islands by sea. They also have borders with Gemboland on Bibergly Island claims. Its largest and capital city is Glaggolasand, located in western mainland Glaggleland. The population of Glaggleland is 121.9 million glaggles. The name Glagleland, unsurprisingly, comes from the word land and glaggle. Glaggle being used to refer to all species in the order of circum, and comes from the word glaggle, being slurred after the Great Glaggle Empire. Beginning to get into Glaggleland's history, it begins way back in the Stone Age, having been inhabited by paleoglags with fossils dating up to 500,000 years old. But interesting things started happening about 50,000 years ago, when two different glaggle species evolved and began to dominate the continent of Glagus. These two species being the Gazo and the Giggler. The Gazos and the Gigglers would fight occasionally for territory, but the Gigglers ended up coming out on top. The Gazos retreating across the Glaz Mountains into where Gazoland is today. The first town in all of history, called Emojo's Luck, had a population of about 10,000, but was later abandoned for the proper city of Thornglock, both of these being in modern-day Glaggleland. After the Stone Age came the Glaggle Empire. I'm not going to get too much into the Glaggle Empire, just because of how much there is behind it, and the lore is mostly incomplete. It will likely get its own video one day, but what's important is that during the days of the Glaggle Empire, the Bronze Age began. The Gembo Empire will have taken most of Glagworld by now, and millions of Gigglers were enslaved by them. Poor things. Soon after this, the Iron Age would begin, and Gigglers would begin to plot their independence. Eventually, Gigglers in Glaggolasand declared their independence, and the city of Qualperville did too. Most battles fought went in favor of the Gembos, though, but during the Battle of Qualperville, the Great Glag would roll and crush the entire Gembonian army, naming him King of Glaggolasand and Qualperville. This battle led to the Giggler Rebellion succeeding and earning them the western portion of Glagus. As of right now, in 112 BG, the Glaggle Empire, as it was currently just a bunch of city-states, until the Great Glag turned them all into the Glaggle Empire. By 12 BG, most of Glagus was under Glaggle control, achieved by the Gothic Wars and the First Glaggle-Gembonian War, after which the Gembo Empire would collapse, allowing the Glaggle Empire to expand into Kalanica and take modern-day Tunglornius, Gluberland, Gemboland, and Gleberland. In 102 AG, the Glaggle Empire would peak after winning a civil war with the help of the peripheral Glag, and having a population of 54 million. After the Great Glag saw the peripheral Glag help him win, he changed the Glaggolasani religion to Glaggan from Glaggolithic mythology. He also moved the capital temporarily to Glathens after Glaggolasand was damaged after the Civil War. The Glaggle Empire's peak wouldn't last that long, because in 323 AG, Gazos started the Gazonian War for Independence, and eventually the Kingdom of Gazoland would be formed, and the Glaggle Empire recognized them. The Gembos and Glubers would also work together to declare independence and click the Glaggle Empire out of Kalanica, leaving the rest of the Glaggolian territories to balkanize, and leading to the Great Glag being put into a box on a boat and being shoved out into the ocean in the middle of nowhere. In the year 410, after the capture of Glathens, the Glaggle Empire was demolished. That is going to be all for part 1. Part 2 will be coming out shortly, because I'm not that good at editing yet. I'm gonna keep these videos kind of short. Anyways, see ya.